Hello, my name is Ivan. Today I would like to talk with you about the layers of rock that we have beneath our feet. Common rocks that we would find beneath our feet in the Imperial Valley are generally sedimentary. You can check the other video on this exhibit if you are interested in how loose sediment becomes sedimentary rock. The layers below us are often layers of sandstone, siltstone, or mudstone. The sediment that makes these rock types is usually carried to our location by water or wind, then deposited, dropped, when the wind or water slows down. The less energetic water or wind can't hold the sediment and it settles to the bottom. So, wind or water speed often determines the rock type that will form in a particular location. Faster water or wind can suspend even large particles within the fluid. So, fast moving rivers will only allow large gravel to settle to the bottom and eventually become rocks. The river will continue on, carrying the smaller silt and clay with it as it goes forward. As the river slows down more, smaller particles will settle next. This means sand is next, since it is smaller and less dense than gravel. This material will eventually harden, forming sandstone. If the water carrying the sediment slows a bit more, silt will settle and eventually form siltstone. Clay will be the last thing to settle. Being quite small, clay will stay suspended until the water is almost stopped before it settles later, forming mudstone. The primary source of the Imperial Valley sediment through the years has been the Colorado River. Over centuries, the Colorado has broken through its banks and flooded into the Imperial Valley, carrying sediment from it upstream with it. As the river's water slowed down, it dropped sand and silt at some times, leaving layers of sandstone and siltstone widely spread over the valley. At other times, the entire valley was filled up to about 40 to 45 feet above sea level before it ran over like a bathtub that was filled to overflowing. The water in this huge tub slowed way down, allowing the clay in the water to settle, forming mudstone. These layers of different sediments can still be seen today if you look at the walls of the canyon holding the new river. At other times, the water that filled the Imperial Valley evaporated away, leaving the valley dry or mostly dry. Wind was then able to pick up the sediment and rework it. Our Algodones sand dunes include this sediment. Sand and silt from upstream, which came here carried by the Colorado River and settled, was pushed by the wind into large sand hills that are so familiar to those of us who call the Imperial Valley home. These layers contain our groundwater, including the superheated geothermal waters that we can access as an energy source. This water moves readily inside of sandstone and siltstone, since there are still many spaces between sediment grains for the water to stay and move between. But mudstone, being made up of very small clay particles, does not have many spaces between the sediment grains for water to move between. The mudstone layers trap water and keep it from moving up and down between sandstone layers. Further down, more than 1,600 meters, layers containing hard volcanic rock called rhyolite lie above a magma body, where pull-apart basins provide access for that heat to move towards the surface, giving us evidence that the heat source for our geothermal waters has been active for a very long time. Thank you for listening, and I hope you feel like you understand a little bit more about what is happening beneath our feet.